Welcome to the Redvee TV preview show, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2021 season. As we look ahead to the Round 10 Super League clash this Thursday evening against pretend rivals, the Warrington Wolves. The Wire looking to end 66 years of hate. Is that right? Lost count.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, it will be. Was it 55? So yeah.
Once again, they're not going to do it. And this is essentially their cup final because they're not going to the real one.
You're on one tonight, aren't you, David?
Yes. Sadly, obviously it's another game that's balloted for the fans, so there'll be no Wire fans in attendance. So it'll be a little bit of a muted atmosphere. So hopefully the boys on the pitch, after an unscheduled week off, Kev, will be able to get the job done.
Yeah, that's it. And hopefully being able to rest up for that week will do us good, and it won't take any momentum that we might have had out of us. I think it's going to be good because it means you get Mark Percival a week close to fitness. It means you get a week off for anybody with a couple of little bumps and niggles, and you look at Iggy Paz, who's had a week where he could just rest up, do the training, not have to come back a week too early with a potential hamstring problem. So yeah, hopefully it's been good for us, and we've been able to kind of mix some intense training with a couple of days off for the lads.
Obviously, after that tough semi-final, for me, it's probably a blessing given the run of games that we've got coming up over the next month or so. Obviously, before the cup final, there's a really hefty run of games that we're obviously going to have to face. Yeah. Obviously, it starts for us against Warrington tomorrow, and before facing Castleford at Wembley, we've got Hull KR away, Cass away, Wigan at home, Wakefield away. A fairly stiff run of fixtures.
And throw into that the fact that the Hull KR game is the weekend that England play, if that game goes ahead, that we'll end up losing. And I know the teams will lose some of the international stars as well, but that's going to be a bit of a weird one, isn't it? That's going to be one where your kind of fringe players are going to come in and be asked to do bigger minutes and perform to the standard that your first teamers usually do.
Yeah, it's obviously going to be a case of maybe the A team on that occasion taking to the field, so hopefully we'll still be able to get the job done. But looking ahead to the game on Thursday, same 21-man squad. Aggie Parsi is likely to get us into the 17 and be fit again. Mark Percival, the club still being a little bit cautious over him.
Yeah, read Christian Wolf's comments on the after him having the surgery on his hamstring that this type of thing is normal. That he might pick up little bits of injury and little knocks and things like that. So they've got to manage him, and the club will do right by him. They're not going to kind of throw him in now because they'll want him fit for Wembley, won't they? They'll want him coming back in probably in the next couple of weeks, you'd hope, where he can turn out for, say, Castaway or Wigan at home, get a little run of games together and be able to kind of show how good Mark Percival is at Wembley.
And does the fact that we've been in such good form and the players and Jack Wellsby and the likes have done so well mean that there is no need to rush him back, and it's made the decision a lot easier for Christian Wolf?
Yeah, I think so. I think when you've got a player of the calibre of Jack Wellsby, he's by no means the finished article, but he's showing great promise, isn't he? And you've got someone like that who can just fill in anywhere in your back line. It probably does make things easier. I think it's one of them that if we had a couple of injuries and we were down to properly bare bones there, that all of a sudden it might be one of them that you're trying to rush him back a little bit before time. So yeah, as you say, it probably does kind of help the club out that obviously our youth system does bring through some good players.
There you go, Kev. The squad, pretty strong throughout, really, isn't it? Not many players missing. Obviously, Joe Batchelor will likely start again this week. Do you reckon?
I think he may well be on the bench. My thing is, I thought we might rotate it a little bit more in the past couple of weeks, just to get the likes of Dan Norman up to speed, maybe even get the likes of Royal or Josh Sim maybe a little bit more game time. Aaron Smith as well, just get him a little bit more game time, because, as you say, we're coming into a tough period now where we've got games Thursday, Friday, Wednesday, then it is Sunday, Saturday, which isn't too bad. But you're going to be asking lads to back up there. And I just think that maybe especially Dan Norman, with no offence to, because these two lads are younger than I am, but with the likes of Louis and Kyler Moore coming towards the end or the latter stages of their careers, you just think that Dan Norman might have been given a few more than the minute or two he got in the semi-final. Might have been the case against Leeds that he'd have been slated for a 20-minute spell or 25-minute spell. But because of how COVID is kind of ruling games at the minute, it's a risk not to have played him a little bit longer before now, I feel. Yeah,
and that probably goes back to the blessing of that week off last week. Obviously, some of them older bodies in the squad after the efforts over the first 9-10 games, and with us not likely to have much of a break due to get into the cup final, that unscheduled week off will have probably really come in handy for us. Is it pretty clear cut this week who misses out then? Does Royal, Norman, Smith, one other miss out? Sim?
Yeah, I think so. I can't see us changing anything unless there's a little knock in the squad, or they've got their eye on the fact that we are going to be playing Friday, Wednesday, Sunday, and they do start rotating the forwards a little bit and giving Dan Norman a little bit of game time. I think them four are the most likely candidates to drop out, and we're just going to play our strongest team, aren't we, against the likes of Warrington. Warrington are going all right at the minute, apart from their semi-final, which they looked like they were a bunch of individuals who just met in the car park, a bunch of talented individuals, but it was an absolutely ridiculous performance for a semi-final. So they can still go well. They want to put that right as well against us. They've got a little bit of a voodoo over us at the minute. I'd say we don't think we've beaten for a little bit. So they'll be looking to carry that on. That's why we've got to pick our strongest team for this game.
Yeah, obviously Warrington Super League form has really picked up. 138 points in the last 3 games. Still plenty of match winners in that squad. And then obviously Connor Wrench sneaking at the end, because it would have been a wrench to leave him out.
No. Stop it.
Would have made that joke better, but it was on the fly. But yeah, obviously Steve Price's last year, is it a side that's a little bit in limbo, waiting for the next coach to come in and put his own ideas on this squad? And are they just seeing the year out, or are they still challengers for the Super League crown? Could it be their year?
Unfortunately, I don't think you can rule them out. I mean, it's whether everything's rosy though, because there was the clip of Mike Cooper walking past Price and pretty much pushing him out the way. But the problem with him is they can be very, very good on the day. Gareth Widdop looks like he's playing for a contract back in Oz. You see, he started to turn up, so he looks like he's playing for a contract back in Oz. And they have, as you say, they've got some talented individuals. The thing is, they can play like talented individuals at time rather than the team. Whereas I think we're more of a more rounded squad and more rounded players to kind of play with the team ethic. Whereas this lot, while they are very, very talented, do have on occasion the habit of kind of throwing it in a little bit. This is where they'll beat us by like 18-24 now. I've said that.
We should have enough on paper to see them off, though, shouldn't we?
We should, but we've said that before, where we've had a stronger team or perceived stronger team and just not turned up on the day. The game that sticks out in my mind mostly at the moment is was it 19-0 that when they beat us at their place before the World Club Challenge. Were the Pat bullied ours? Now I know we lost Alex Walmsley in the warm up, which obviously would affect any team. But it's one of them where you think, yeah, we just need to get on top of him. Blake Costin's been in the local press turning around saying they've done the homework on Johnny Lomax. That's brilliant. I could do me homework on Johnny Lomax. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop him. And if Blake Austin is the defender up against him, I'd be quite happy with that, because Blake Austin against Castleford in that semi-final was a bit of a turnstile. So he's got to up his game. It's all very well talking in the local press and saying you've done your homework. You've got to bring it out there. And that's what I want to see how Pat do. I want to see how Pat bring it. And from the first minute, absolutely get into him. And we've got the players to do that. Morgan Knowles, Sione Mitautia, Alex Walmsley, all big, powerful players who can go and do that.
Yeah. Predictions then?
Saints in a tight one.
Saints by... Let me see what I predicted.
7.
Ooh, you're going for the drop goal. I've done Saints by 14. In the tipping
I think it'll be tighter than that. I think it'll be closer than that.
In other news this week, obviously, we probably bang on about it too much. Well, actually, no, you can't bang on about it too much. Obviously, we've talked about making sure fans wear masks, and people were saying it's all done and dusted. Things are getting back to normal, and COVID is once again on the rise. Infection rates are rising, hospital admissions are increasing. And if we want to flatten that curve again and make sure we get a so-called Freedom Day, then fans need to do their part and A, follow the guidelines, and B, if you've got a match ticket for the game tomorrow evening and are over 18 and have not had your first jab, if you follow the instructions on the club website, you can get your first vaccination at the stadium on the way to your seat, essentially.
Yeah, brilliant. Just get on the website as well. There's a bit of a fans guide. I know people haven't been as lucky as myself who's managed to get a ticket in the ballot for all the games. So if you've not been down there or you've not read the updated guidance, get on the Saints website, because they have got updated guidance on there.
Yeah, the biggest disappointment, obviously, with restrictions staying in place, means that we are still in limbo about what will happen regarding Wembley next month. Maybe the European final being the weekend before in the same stadium may well help us. And it is talk of maybe getting it to 40, 45,000, which probably wouldn't be a bad compromise and should see the vast majority of the clubs participating be able to get their fans into the stadium.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. The worry, like they've already announced, because of the kind of easing of lockdown being pushed back, that Wigan game's going to be balloted. I'd hate to see that for Wembley. I think that all members deserve a ticket or deserve the chance to buy a ticket. It'd be great to see that members could take someone as well or buy a ticket for someone else. And those who, I'm not just on about, say, like ticketed members, like I am, like a West Hander. I'm talking about anyone who's kind of even had a season ticket last year but can't do it this year, or people who are non-ticketed members and have taken that option. If it was available at the start of the year, I'm not sure if it was, but just be able to get as many people in there as possible to back them. And hopefully, as you say, I think hopefully luck it'll be on our side with the Euro final being at Wembley. I think the RFL have been talking to Boris Johnson about it becoming a test event or another one of the test events. And that'd be good just to make sure that we can get a good number of fans in the stadium.
Yeah, there was obviously talk of the European final potentially using COVID passport type things as well. and asking fans to be vaccinated. So maybe another reason, if you've not had a vaccination, to try and get one in the next coming weeks.
Yeah, possibly so.
And I think lastly, Kev, before we finish, we better send our best wishes to Jack Leavesley.
Yeah, definitely.
Not too well at the moment, but still in really good spirits. And hopefully we'll get to read his match reports again soon.
Yeah, hopefully so. All the best, Jack. That's it. He's been on here. He came onto here as well this season. So hopefully see him back with us and get him joined on to give his thoughts, both on the game and on his son's salmon pink shorts. And never letting that go.
They were horrific, weren't they?
Yeah.
Right. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we will catch you for the instant fan reaction, hopefully, after another Saints win at the Totally Wicked Stadium this Thursday evening against the Warrington Wolves. Cheers, Kev.
See ya.